like, I don't know how to start this. Most of my videos start with like, this thing came out on this date with the Windows 96 music. Oh well, because May is my birthday month, I like to do more personalized videos for this channel. But I've also wanted to do redo videos for videos that had good ideas but were badly executed. And the baby's what you're watching right now. I did this video back in 2017 and it was, how you say bad?
Number 10. Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube.
More than most of my list was Mario games. And hell, I straight up skipped number 8. That's why I have 2 rules for this list. 1. Only 1 game per series, with one exception being the mainline Mario games, where I'll have a mainline Mario game and a Mario spin-off game. And 2. 10 games on the main list. But first, let's hear some quick honorable mentions. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Favorite Animal Crossing game by far, but it's too new for me to tell if it's one of my favorites, or if it's just a new game excitement. Was originally number 10, but I switched it out. Banjo-Kazooie, really fun 3D platformer that suffers from being an N64 platformer. A Link Between Worlds, would be in the top 10 if it wasn't for a different Zelda game already being there. Plants vs. Zombies, one of my favorite PC games, but it's such a short game. Enough on the games that didn't qualify, let's see who actually made the list. Number 10 was the hardest choice for me to make. I love all these games, but I couldn't decide which was top 10 material. The original spot was Animal Crossing New Horizons, but I decided to go with a classic, Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. This is one of those games, along with Mario Kart Super Circuit, that made me want a Game Boy Advance. Nightmare in Dreamland is a remake of one of the best NES games, Kirby's Adventure. Now I played a ton of Kirby's Adventure on the Wii, so playing this game on the go with way smoother graphics and almost every problem being fixed, yeah, I'd say it's safe to say it's a good remake. Gameplay wise, it's Kirby, mostly easy but still a fun time, just a very happy game. When the Nintendo Switch launched, there was a big open Zelda game to come with it, Breath of the Wild. Now most people loved Breath of the Wild, and so they wondered if Mario would get a similar treatment. And later that year we got it, Super Mario Odyssey. When my original top 10 came out, the game wasn't even released. But I can assure you, my dumbass 2017 brain would have put this at number 3. I couldn't get enough of this game. The physics, the mechanics, the levels, the overall design of the game is amazing and fits perfectly well with Mario's ultra smooth buttery controls. However, while I love this game to pieces, it's a one playthrough type of game. Replaying it loses a lot of the magic that the original game had. I 100%ed it, and that was that. For another fun playthrough, you must wait at least like a year or so for it to be fresh again. That's my biggest problem with the game, and it's not even the game's fault. But like I said, if I made this list the first time playing through the game, it would be top 5, most likely top 3 material. When the 3DS dropped in 2011, many franchises took the leap over to the new hardware. Mario, Zelda, hell, even Star Fox. But strangely enough, the Pokémon games stayed on the DS. Until a year later when X and Y came out. They were Pokémon games. Look, I don't think any of the 3DS entries are all that good, but that's a video for another day. But there's one exception to that statement I just made. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Like Gen 3 and Gen 4, Gen 6 brought remakes of previous Pokemon games, this time being the Gen 3 games Ruby and Sapphire, and brought them to the more powerful 3DS hardware with 3D movement. This game runs off the same engines that X and Y used, and oddly looks better in this game. The chibi style looks way better on original 2D characters than new 3D characters. And the game has every Pokemon up until then playable. Hell, you can transfer your Pokemon from Gen 3 all the way up to this game. It's a process, but you can do it. There's 2 main reasons why this is my favorite. Oras has one of the best post games, catching all the legendaries, finishing the Pokédex, and one of my favorite shiny hunting methods, Sweet Sense. And another reason is nostalgia. Come on, it was my first ever Pokemon game, of course it's gonna be my favorite. I still come back to it to shiny hunt. Why it ranks so low? Like every other Pokemon game, it gets kinda repetitive towards the end. But hey, it doesn't drag on like some games. Oh, I'll get to you someday. When the Nintendo Wii was released, they included a character maker. These characters were dubbed Miis. And when they came to the 3DS, I can't beat around the bush anymore. You already know what it is. It's Tomodachi Life. Come on, I'm talking about Miis and 3DS. Anyways, Tomodachi Life. Probably one of the strangest games Nintendo has made in the last decade. Your Miis live on an island with other Miis and beg you for everything. And being the god that you are, you help with them or you mess with them, whichever one suits your playthrough. It's a very simple game. I really like it. It's just a really great game to have downloaded on your 3DS. Boot up once a day and check it out without the worry of ruining something while you're gone, like Animal Crossing. Just a very pleasant and very funny game. Licensed games have a stigma of being cheap cash grabs. Cheap games made to trick someone to buying it because, hey, Rugrats, I like that. But there's one game that's always stuck out as the exception. Spongebob Battle for Bikini Bottom. The game is a 3D platformer in the likes of Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie, and is in my opinion way better than both of them. As you travel through the very creative worlds from the show, you'll collect up to 100 golden spatulas. Like I said before, the worlds are very fun and never take too long, but they never feel like they're too short. Except for Kelp Forest, that can burn. The bosses are some of my favorite in any 3D game, and the characters are extremely fun to play as and reflect their show appearance. If you're into 3D platformers, this is a must play. On top of that, you don't have to wait long to play the best version of the game, as a remake comes out in less than a month. So last time I put Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U on my list. Looking back after a new Smash game came out, I was way wrong. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is objectively the best Smash game. It has the best competitive and casual play. It's fast but not too daunting for new players. Tons of content, game modes, stages, items, and every character from past games, plus a handful of new ones, and 11 new DLC characters. Well, 12 if you count Piranha Plant. This is also the Smash game that encourages competitive play with tons of new settings that the competitive scene has been begging for. And I really like playing competitive Smash, so that's why I bring that up. This is definitely the Smash game I've played the most. This is the most radically different game on the list. Yeah, I don't know how much of you will respect me after this, but I love Counter-Strike. Originally a mod for Half-Life, Counter-Strike has blossomed to arguably Valve's most profitable series, and Counter-Strike Global Offensive is the best game to date. There's a lot to love in this game. The ever-growing and ever-changing maps, the unique and skillful weapons, the vast amount of community-made content is incredible. The game can basically run on anything, and it's free to play, so there's no reason not to try it, at least. Last number was the most different game, now time for the most shocking game. Mario Kart Wii is only number 3. Don't get me wrong, I still love this game. It's just right now in May 2020, it's not the game I jumped to play as. I used to play it every day in 2017 and 2018, but I've gotten burnt out on it. However, this segment isn't why it's number 3, it's why it's on the list in the first place. The standard game on its own would already make it my favorite Mario Kart. The best character roster, as it has the second most amount of characters and the least amount of filler. Looking at you, Mario Kart 8. The tracks are some of my favorite, with a Sherbet Land and Shy Guy Beach slipping in, and was one of the few Wii games that the Nintendo Wi-Fi system worked well on when it was up. What pushes it to top 3 for me is the fan-made content, namely CGGP. This is an extremely well-made mod pack for Mario Kart Wii that adds over 200 new tracks online back into the game and easily allows for adding character skin mods. Without CGGP, I would not be attached to this game like I am. But there's 2 games that I've enjoyed more over the years. So I'm kind of breaking my 1 game per franchise rule, but hear me out. The Ace Attorney Trilogy. While it is technically 3 games, they form one big overall story. Also, the meat of the game are the individual cases, and I plan to talk about them more in the next video next month, so I'm just gonna talk about the game as a whole. Okay? Cool. The Ace Attorney Trilogy is a set of 3 point-and-click, story-based visual novel games that are extremely engaging. They are funny, but they are also serious. They're wacky, but also grounded to reality. The writers definitely knew what they had was special and worked very hard on it to make it as perfect as it could be. They also have some kick-ass music, which I use in most of my videos. The best of the 3 is definitely the third one, Trials and Tribulations, as it masters everything what I said above there. Gameplay is where most people's turn-off would be. Personally, I'm not a big fan of story-based visual novels, so me liking the game shows how great it is. Again, I'll go more into it next month, but just know for now, I love this game. So, if you followed along, you'll know that number 1 is a Zelda game. And while I do really like the Zelda franchise, I've never gotten super acquainted with any of the games. Minus this. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask takes number 1 as my favorite game of all time. I love this game, the story, the bosses, the temples, and the lack thereof, the side quests, the characters, and of course the mask. But back in 2017, there was 2 things I didn't like so much. The puzzles and the side quests. For the puzzles, I've gotten smarter and older, so those don't bother me anymore. In gameplay, well, there's a reason I love it now. Like most Zelda games, and really games in general, your first playthrough is always your most special one, and it's extremely difficult to get that feeling back. But in the Majora's case, there's been something that always brought me back to that first playthrough experience. A little over a year ago, a little project called the Majora's Mask Randomizer was released, and when I downloaded and tried it, it reminded me why I love this game so much back before 2017, when Mario Kart took over my life. Now you may say it's a bit unfair to claim that my favorite game is my favorite game because of a mod, but it's my list, my rules, so make your own damn list then. That was 4 pages too many, so I think I'll end it here. Follow my Twitter, join me on Discord, and I'll catch you all next month, assuming we're all here. Okay, so I'm gonna explain real quick why this video is so late for everyone who doesn't follow me on Twitter. Hint, hint, follow me on Twitter. First of all, swim season started back up, so even though it's in the morning, it still makes me really tired and not want to edit videos. Then my ears started like getting clogged up and hurting. That happened for like a solid 5 days and didn't go away till like the 31st of May. Yeah, it's really hard to edit a video, and that's why I feel like the audio for this video just feels all over the place. It doesn't seem as like natural as it was as like most of my other videos, because like my ears being stupid. So yeah, there's that. And then last night, it was supposed to go up last night, July 3rd, but then I almost died. Not really, but like I had an allergic reaction like at like 7 to cashews I ate. And so basically I spent the like next 3 hours or so in the hospital. Yeah, I'm fine now. It's just, that's why this video is really late. But hey, that means there'll be 2 videos this month. So yeah, look forward to that. Sorry I died.